What's going on, everybody? This is your girl, Bizzy Brea with Bizzy Breas Hot Topics, and I got both my co-hosts with me. I got my girl, Lovie D.
What up, what up?
And I got my other girl, Jen for Real 100.
Holla.
How you guys doing today? Has it been a great day?
Yes. But it's another day in the A.
Yes. And it's hot, but it ain't as hot as it's been last week.
Hot Atlanta, baby. Hot Atlanta.
This is just
Thanks for sure.
I think it's been like hot all over the country. Like even in the places that it's not normally hot right now, it's hot.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, we got some hot topics for you guys that we want to talk about, basically. So first, I just have to bring this up. And my girl, Jen for 100, reminded me of some comments that the lovely Trump mentioned in his recent debates. So, I mean, there's a lot of crazy things. I just remember when I was younger how the debates seemed to be a little bit more professional, a little more organized. They tackled issues and problems that our country was facing. And to me, I respected those
Politicians.
Yeah, I just respected them a little bit more. I have to say I was very disappointed. I'm not big into politics. I'm not going to lie, for a lot of reasons. Just my own personal reasons. But I did glance at the TV to listen a little bit just so I could be in the know, because I'm a media person. So we want to be in the know on some things. And I didn't like the way that it went. Lovie, did you get a chance, or Jen, did anybody get a chance to listen in? And what were your thoughts briefly? Just your overview.
Jen?
Yeah, I watched the debate, not when it happened live, but the next day I saw a rerun of it. And I mean, it's a presidential debate. Trump did what Trump always do, and Biden did what Biden always do.
Yeah. So there was some comments made by Trump, I believe. Well, at least I saw it on social media about how immigrants or somebody was coming after Black jobs. So I don't know if you have the exact quote or anything, but just to say Black jobs is crazy. Like, we are in the year 2024. Are we really going as a presidential candidate? I'm just not comfortable with someone saying Black jobs or Asian jobs or white jobs. Like, what is a Black job? What, Lovie, do you think was meant by Black jobs in your opinion? Because I know I have my opinion, but I want to get your opinion.
In my own personal Lovie D opinion, I think when he mentioned Black jobs, what he was referencing to low paying, no future. I would say no future, for lack of a better word, but definitely low paying jobs, job that you would need any type of education, of course, secondary, those kind of jobs. I think is what he was trying to say are Black jobs, when we know there are so many other races who fall into the category of having to take low paying jobs. I think what he was trying to identify as Black jobs.
And Jen?
Yeah, I feel the same way. He's a racist. I mean, it's been proven over and over and over again since the 80s, when he wouldn't rent his apartments to Black people. So he's been showing how he feel about Black and brown people, and people understand what he's saying. Some of them agree with it, some don't agree with it, some secretly agree. Mm-hmm. So it's Trump. I mean, he's par for the course.
Yeah. So I'll say here's my thing. If you really know a lot of, well, maybe we're in Atlanta. We know a lot. And I'm not going to speak for you ladies, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I know a lot of Black individuals. And by Black, I mean African-American or brown, people of color, I should say, who have very professional, well-to-do jobs. And I'm sure you do as well.
Absolutely. We're two of them. Well, we're three of them.
Right.
That's right. I got a Black job.
So I guess
with my Black degrees from my college.
That right.
Those accountants are Black jobs, and a recruiter is a Black job because
you're Black women.
Yes, ma'am. So I will say this: it's very disappointing to have candidates like this that are talking in this manner. How are we ever going to close the gap of racial equality when we have candidates like this, right? What do they say? BS trickles downhill, or whatever the term is.
Yeah.
It's trickling, baby. It's
You got to
trickling.
remember there are so many who want it to stay divided. They do not
Yeah.
want us to come together as a race. When I say race, I mean human race, not of African, Caucasian, Asian, or Hispanic. They don't want to see us come together as a human race. And when you have someone like that that's looking to lead a country, and leading America means almost leading the world, then you're going to have chaos indefinitely.
Not
Yeah.
only that, Lovey, and that's a great point. But not only that, but we talked about him before, and we're not big on talking about politics, you guys. If you're a fan or if you regularly listen to this show, we just talked about Trump buying chicken not too long ago with a bunch of black people in Atlanta, and or we can talk about his shoe all day long and how he says black people are going to buy his shoe, which I really want to get the statistics on that. I know Jen or Lovey could easily probably find this out as well. How many black people do you see in Atlanta trumping around with Trump's shoe? Because I don't see very many. I don't even know anybody who owns a Trump shoe.
I'm pretty sure there are those who actually bought them, but probably just haven't displayed them.
Yeah.
But supported the cause.
To me, they look like the Ronald McDonald shoes. You remember Ronald McDonald?
Mm-hmm. But I know we're not going to go there. So moving on. Because I get into it with my sisters every morning, because every time I call my parents, they're watching CNN,
Yes.
all the others. And the first thing they actually called me the other day, and I missed a call. And my mommy left me a long message. And when I finally listened to it, she wanted to know if I had saw the president's plane fly into Atlanta. And I'm like, Mom, I live south of the airport. I'm almost sure he probably been flying the Hartsfield. And she's like, yeah, because Donald Trump, she doesn't call him Trump, she calls him Trump. Like, yeah, him and Donald Trump supposed to be down. I was like, yeah, Mommy, probably so. But when they start talking about politics, I just kind of like, okay, Mommy, I got to go. And
yeah, I'm the same way.
It's an all day ongoing, and they keep their TV in the living room on CNN or MSNBC, and it's like all you hear is Trump and Biden in the background, and Kamala Harris, and I
have a theory. I could be wrong, you guys, but it just seems like there's a certain demographic that are really tuned into the politics and love to watch.
I think a lot of the older people, I think African American, Caucasians as well, are really in tune to politics, because even in their lifetime, they probably never seen anything like this.
Yes, I agree. Now, I can understand when Barack was running and then won, how everybody would be tuned in, because he made history in a lot of ways. Okay, a lot of ways. And so I understand that, but to be tuned into the buffoonery, I agree. It's everybody's personal choice and decision. So we're just going to leave it up like here on Bizzy Breas Hot Topics. It's your personal choice. It's your decision, but be careful what you watch, because energy is very powerful, and what you watch and tune into can affect your life. And it is the collective energy that keeps the world running in society of how it's going currently now. So just know that. And I did want to say too, a side note now, moving along. Did you guys see, because we were talking about a certain demographic that are always tuning in, did you guys see that there's ads for seniors in the military and that they're recruiting seniors right now?
No.
Do what?
So I want to say it's Border Patrol agents.
Okay.
They are actually offering $20,000 to $30,000 incentives, which is like a bonus to sign up to be a Border Patrol agent, and also a Customs and Border Protection officer. And they are heavily advertising this.
So when they're saying they're bringing in the elderly to the military, it's not on the ground troops. It's basically like they do at Walmart. They hire the elderly to be greeters. Yeah. I hate to kind of match the two, but it's kind of along those lines. Because when I heard they're hiring elderly for the military, I'm like, who's going to send an elderly over to war? Who's going to take them through boot camp? But
now, they do have to go through some type of a training, but again, I think it's more of kind of just standing there, having a gun and patrolling type of.
I want an elderly person. What are they age? I don't know if I want them holding a gun on me, but they get to shake. Oh, I didn't.
What age demographics are you looking for when they said seniors?
They didn't mention. They just said seniors. There's a whole, like, you can click on it. There's like an application and everything. I think we should do a test and see if one of our
I hope there's a cap on it. I mean, and I'm saying that with the utmost respect for the elderly, because I know there's quite a few out there that are steady and the whole nine mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would want my 84-year-old dad, as well as he is with a gun and people. He's not good with people. But I wouldn't know if I would want him on Border Patrol.
You have to be good with people to be a border patrol. I think you just have to stay. I mean, I wouldn't know. I have no idea what it entails. I just know what I've heard in the past. But do you think that that's a bit desperate to try to recruit seniors for those roles in the military?
I don't see it as desperation. Me personally, I think it's going to tie into, and I know we're trying to definitely steer away from politics. I don't really like talking about politics and religion, but I think it's kind of a segue into them increasing the Social Security age where you can get your benefits. So I think if they're offering job opportunities and those type of things, I think it kind of helps them increase the Social Security age. That's just my thought.
So I don't think that I think there may be a link to, how it's been talked about, increasing the retirement age.
Right.
It's across the world. It's not even just the United States, it's other places too, France and things like that. But I think that maybe there's a purpose for that. So anyway, that's just to give you listeners just a little bit of something to chew on. So if they, I think that there's a huge gap of people now wanting to serve in the military for various reasons. We also know that they're doing that whole, where they're bringing like the automatic draft back as well and things like that. So yeah, anyway, something to think about. All right, you guys, I know you have heard, one of you have heard about this because this is huge news, but West Virginia couple charged with trafficking their adopted Black children to be used as slaves. Anybody hear about this topic?
No, that's why I don't watch the news that much. There's just too much going on, Lord.
But I'm glad you said that, Jen. And a lot of things that I see on social media, I try not to, as we use the term, go down the rabbit hole a lot because we're watching. But I think some of these things that are actual truly hot topics like this, I think we get distracted by all the other messiness that's going on that takes us away from the real thing, that takes us away from like this with the Black children being slaves. And honestly, I think it takes us away from the true issues of the debate. And we start listening to all the P. Diddy stuff, which is still part of the problem. But I think once we get so tied up in the social media mess, it distracts us from the true things that are going on in our world, not just in our country, but in our world.
Yeah.
Yo, amigo. That is exactly right. I'm going to have, me and you are 100% on that, Lovey, because let me tell you, I believe truly that it's certain entertainers, and this is just my opinion, it's not political or religious. Okay, let me preface that. I believe certain entertainers exist exactly to do that, take the attention away. So kind of like, let everybody pay attention to this over here while we're actually doing things to affect people. And
I keep hearing things in my house.
I don't hear anything. Do you hear anything, Jen?
No, but I guess she's closer to it than us.
Well, I don't hear it on my end.
I'm going to check my ice maker in a minute. I know we're live right now, but I had to get up earlier when I got in the shower and I was getting myself all oiled, which is why I don't have any makeup. And I heard like the sound downstairs. I done got my 38 and start walking through the house, checking doors and showers. And so, yeah, so if I jump up, I mean, y'all on camera, so if y'all see something.
We'll keep going.
38 right here, ready to pop off. Okay, so. Okay.
I did think I heard something earlier. I thought it was Jen, though. I thought I heard like a little rattling. Is it like rattling noise?
No, it sounds like almost like a thump. And I don't know if it's maybe I don't know if my daughter used the ice maker when she was here in the house. You know how sometimes you use your ice maker, it still kind of resets and it's still dropping ice into the apartment. So that may be what I keep hearing because all of the door stops are still engaged.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'm gonna stage my house later.
So please do. Well, we want to make sure you're safe too. So if at any point you need to jump up real quick, the viewers and listeners will understand. And me and
y'all see something before I do.
No. We will let you know. I'll be like pew 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 pew.
Okay.
Behind you, behind
It's
you.
code word, pew
I
pew.
like to tell y'all,
Right.
y'all know my address, so
Yeah.
just in the popo right on over. So
We got you. We can see behind you. So we got you.
back to the
We
show.
got your back. We got your back, boo.
Literally.
Like, and I'm not gonna be subtle with it. I'm gonna be like, let me turn around. Hurry up. Move.
But look, give me time to reach. Give me time to reach and talk.
All right, but anyway, I thoroughly believe this. I felt this in my spirit and in my soul that I believe that certain stories are out there. I forget what they call it. Jen might know too.
Plants.
Bam. Thank you. Thank you.
So I think Sexy Red is a plant.
Yes.
Of course. I have no problem telling you who I think is a plant at this point, and it's more so than not in my personal opinion. But those plants do exist, in my opinion, because I think they're trying to take, it's a fight for our energy, you guys. It's a fight against good versus evil. So it's a fight for our energy, and whatever we pay attention to comes to fruition. And also things can be done that really affect us that we will not have any control over because we're so busy focusing on this over here. So anyway, I'm getting off my soapbox. But the West Virginia couple were charged with trafficking these adopted Black children to be used as slaves. Now, I saw this story and I try to turn away, just like I think Jen said that she hates. And I did not hear about this on the news. I heard about this on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And then I saw it on some other places. So I don't really watch the news, to be honest with you. I will tune in occasionally, but that's rare. Because I feel like, again, they will only want to shine what they want to shine on. I want to know what's really going on. Mm-hmm. And this is going to kind of make you mad because there were some calls a year previous in October where neighbors did see some things. Because you know how you're like, nobody saw anything, 5 children. So anyway, Jeanne, I think her name is Jeanne. It doesn't really matter. Miss Whitefeather and Donald Lance of West Virginia, says the Division of Corrections and Rehabilitation. They were kept in a barn. I saw it, you guys. It's horrible. It's a 20 by 14 foot room. The kids had no way to exit on their own, no running water, no bathroom. Mm. They were not allowed in the house, according to the 2 14-year-olds. So these are kind of like, some of the kids are, mm-hmm. Yeah, no windows in the room. And then the nerve, Miss Whitefeather, what a weird name. Anyway, sorry. Offense to anybody whose name might be Whitefeather. Miss Whitefeather told deputies the children were left in the shed, but they liked it.
Oh, wow. Diabolical.
They what?
Yeah, I saw that, and that about like you, it did make me a little angry that it was said that police and the authorities have been notified it numerous times. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to either not come out or not to take it seriously, or to further investigate the allegation.
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, it's maddening that this is still happening today. And apparently in October of 2023, there were 2 911 calls concerning these children. So I wonder what happened. But anyway, guys, we're coming to the end of this quick segment. We got to take a quick break and we will be right back.
WJWC 97.3 FM, The Heat, is sponsored by Gun Lake Casino.
You ever walk into a place and just know? It's the 160K Cash is King at Gun Lake Casino. Saturdays in July, win stacks of cash up to $10,000. On July 27th, there's one winner of $25,000 guaranteed. Right time, right place, right around the corner. GLC, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gun Lake Casino. Come to play. Must be 21 or older. Gamble responsibly. See Rewards Center for details.
Thank you, Gun Lake Casino.
Tune in to Reality Check every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. on The Heat, or listen online at www.theheat973.com.
Hey guys, this is your girl Bree with Bizzy Breas Hot Topics. I hope you've been tuning in every Monday
Wednesday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where me and my friends Lovie D and Jen for Real 100 bring you the best in interviews, hot topics, entertainment news, and much, much more. If you can't be anywhere else, be at Bizzy Breas. We'll brighten up your day and make it just a little bit lighter.
It's your boy Potty Ali. This is The Game, the number one celebrity show in the world. Catch me every Saturday and Sunday on Grand Rapids on 97.3 FM, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is the number one celebrity show in the world.
Thanks for tuning into Bizzy Breas Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
Alright, you guys, and we are back. We were talking about the West Virginia couple that adopted the 5 black children and made them slaves, free labor. Now, this, I have to say, I've seen on social media, which I know Jen has, because Jen loves her social media as well, especially TikTok. There are a lot of people who have a problem with white people adopting black kids. This may be a reason. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, I'm obviously it's horrible, but do you have a problem with white people adopting black kids? Do you think this is just a one-off? What are your thoughts on this?
Jen?
I try to stay out of race talks and everything. That's just something I don't like talking about: race, religion, politics.
A touchy subject.
I mean, people. Yeah, it is. I mean, people do. People be peopling. That's about all I can say.
I'll say this: to me, there's good and evil in every race, culture, nationality. I don't care. I've seen good and bad in every. I don't think you can judge it, quite honestly, and that's just me personally. But anyways, listeners, viewers, judge for yourself. The couple is being held on $500,000 cash only bond per person. So,
don't think it's enough.
Not at all. I don't think they should have bond at all. I really don't. I mean, and I don't even know how long that the kids were in that condition. I do, like I said, there was two 911 calls. I don't know why more wasn't done to secure the premises and figure out what's going on. Did they look hard enough? I guess we'll never know. But we'll keep a close watch on this case because it's very important that even today, slavery, obviously we know slavery exists.
Of course, it never went away.
And we just don't like to say it. We don't, it's like the underbelly of our society. So
to talk about, and I'm pretty sure it's going. That was just one of the many cases that got exposed, because I'm sure there's a lot of it going on, and it's probably children of all races. It's not just black children or children.
Yeah.
It's going on all races, and this one just got exposed.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people have exposed other types of organizations that place children in homes, whether it be foster care, adoption. And there has been a lot of cases. Like I said, I keep going back to TikTok because these kids are getting on here now that they're 20 and 30 years old. And there's a whole lot of cases like this. And they're not just black kids. They're white kids. They're Spanish, Hispanic children. All different races have been abused. And I don't know if it's a lack of how they're screening these parents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're just looking at the financials, is what I'm saying. Are they just looking at the financials? Are they doing I don't know the process because I've never adopted a child. So I don't know what the process is for adopting a child. But it seems to me, with all the stories that I'm personally seeing, that there needs to be better screening because there's so many of these stories that are out there.
Some of these children are getting basically sold by the caseworkers. Mm-hmm. And I know that to be a fact, even from back home in my area, of caseworkers just taking it up on themselves, like they have the power to take someone's child because of the system previously. And they have somebody already on standby that they promised this newborn child to. So they don't even give the parent a chance to correct themselves, better themselves, to keep their own time, because they've already promised, the caseworker has already promised the child to some family. It's a favor, or whether it's financial or just because I know that family and they need and want a child.
Wow, that's sad. And I've heard a lot of complaints about that. Like, why aren't these parents who actually birth these kids given chances? obviously it has to do with money. I mean,
It has to do with money, and it sometimes has to do with sometimes these younger parents, they put themselves in situations where it's been their lifestyle and certain other things that caused them to get in the system in the first place. And so it kind of already like put the odds against them, because now they're being told you have a background, you have a history of not being a good parent or not being a good person. So therefore, we, as the caseworker, the system, the state says you're not a good parent, and we're not giving you your child.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate that some of these people just made bad choices and want to be good parents, and they're not given a choice.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Halle Berry had, I think it was Isaiah. I can't remember the name, but she's done quite a bit. I think she's passionate about children because she's done quite a few movies in regards to stories like that. So,
yes.
All right, you guys. So we're going to kind of switch it up to a whole nother topic. Sports highlights with the Olympics and some hot topics. Sports highlights. Sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson, her 100-meter race, secured her spot on Team USA. What do we think about this?
Yay, she deserved it.
I don't follow a lot of, and again, I know for me to be a person that's in this field, I don't keep up with a lot of stuff. I love you, Jen. That's why you're an entertainment person. So, Jen, can you give us any highlights on this?
I mean, I'm just happy for her. I believe she deserved it. She was robbed of the opportunity the first time. Based on when I said some BS. But anyway, she redeemed herself and she showed them what she's still made of.
Yep.
Why she is who she is and why she has built her place. Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, you guys know I'm very passionate about track because my 20-year-old daughter also runs track and she is a sprinter. And I'm seeing how tough it is to train. Like even now, like every day she's either weight training, she's running, she has dreams and goals. I don't want to mention them because it's not for me to mention those, but she's very dedicated. And I know what it takes if you want to be at the top, you are pretty much eating, dreaming, sweating, sleeping this sport because there's so much competition out there. I mean,
yeah, it is.
These girls are crazy. They're just so fast. But her bid to make the 200 meters as her second event, however, did fail after placing fourth. Now, what Jen is talking about, Lovey, is when, if you remember, she was banned from competing in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for THC. So,
that's crazy to me. I do remember that. I'm not totally out of the loop, I'm just not totally in the loop. But but I thought that was crazy, especially that it's supposedly legal in so many states that they could say that she was banned for THC.
And it's not like it enhances your performance.
Like that's what I was trying to come up with. It's not a sports enhancing drug. So I didn't see why they took that from her other than the fact of her skin. Sorry, not to pull the race card, but I didn't see any other reason for them to take that from her.
There's nothing to be sorry about. You're pointing out the obvious. So, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not sorry, you guys. Sorry, but no, not really sorry.
So I did remember that part. I was in the loop then, guys. I was in the loop a little bit.
So just so you know.
It's like hula hoop.
Yes, just a little. More like a fruit loop, not a hula hoop. More like a fruit loop.
Okay.
The reason why I love us is because we all kind of focus on different things. We all have our different passions and we all have our different things that we tend to focus on. And that is okay. What's wrong is if you say, okay, well, you need to stop focusing on this. We can't all be the same. So if we all just only focused on certain entertainment or just interviews or just this, we have a lot of diversity within our team. And so we have a lot to bring to the table, which I love. So I just want to commend us and pat us on the back because
that's how we come together. When we put our heads together, we come up with hot topics, not the chill topics or the what should be hot. We come up with hot topics when we come together as a group, collectively like-minded people. Then I think we can continue to make Bizzy Breas Hot Topics sizzle.
Thank you, ma'am. I totally agree. And I am, again, just love these girls because what I may like Jen is like, I'm not really with that. And then what Lovey may like, Jen is like, I'm not really with that. But together, because I guarantee you there's somebody on listening that wants to hear about politics. Or they want to hear about, talk about that race card, because that exists. Talk about that race card. Or I want to hear about the scandals, because there's tons of them. So regardless, this is what makes our show sizzling, in just my humble opinion. But anyway. Okay, so moving right along, Gabby Thomas, Brittany Brown, and Mackenzie Long dominated the 200 meters to earn spots at the Paris Games. You guys go. Now, stars to watch are Sydney McLaughlin. I hope I'm saying her name right. Sydney McLaughlin, LeBron's biggest competition is actually, and this is what I love, is herself, you guys. You know what I'm about to say. It's herself, because she broke her own world record in the 400 meter hurdles with a time of 50.65 seconds. Good. Wow. That's fast. That's just shy of her 50.68 seconds.
Wow.
Time 2 years ago on the same track.
She's really competing against herself, a league of her own.
And that's what we got to start doing, collectively competing against ourselves and not others. When you compete against yourself, you always set your bar higher and higher.
Bet on yourself.
I love that for her.
I do too. And I remember when my daughter started running, you guys, and we had told her, stop focusing on the other girl. It's not about her time. It's about your time. Do you know what mentally that does to an athlete, especially a track athlete, when you tell them, or even whatever sport? But as an athlete, when you say you're not in competition with this person over here, technically you're in competition with yourself, it actually makes you go harder.
Yes.
And then we also hear about, a little getting off topic a little bit, silent competitions, which are so silly because half the time the person you're in competition with silently doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
We know that goes on, especially in the industries that we're in, not just our corporate America jobs, but just with acting, podcast, filmmaking, the whole nine. We know that there's always somebody silently competing with you. And like you said, you don't even know it. Sometimes it's people that's on your own team or people that are patting you on your back, people who are in your face, rooting you on and behind your back. Like, I got to do better than Lovey D. I got to do better than Jen. I got to do better than Bree. And it's kind of crazy. But for me, as I've always tried to use as a cliche motto, my haters will continue to be my motivators.
Amen. That's it.
I had interviewed Ricky Smiley it was a long time ago. I don't know what I'm talking about. I interviewed Ricky Smiley a long time ago, early 2000s.
He was still doing Lil Daryl.
And he basically was talking, he was saying how he was so upset about the haters. And then there's other people who say, well, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong.
And I believe that too.
Do you?
I agree.
We all agree on something. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're always going to have somebody who's envious. But for me, I don't even worry about my haters anymore. As I was saying, my haters are my motivator. I love to continue doing what I do for those who appreciate, those who support, those who invite me and say, hey, today's show really touched my heart. You talking about a certain topic today made me feel like I'm not alone. Those are the things that keep me pushing. Not so much worry about competing against the others, but just knowing that at some point, my life made a difference in someone else's life.
Yeah. And we're all living our truth because we're doing what we are passionate about. And as long as I don't care if you have 2 followers, I don't, and it's so funny because sometimes what we put precedence on or what we think is so important in our world of being in entertainment and media is actually not that important, because you can see somebody and be like, man, they're always getting so many likes and much of this, but it could be the person who posts and they only continue to have maybe 10 to 20 people liking, but they're really inspiring that small group of people. Whereas the person who is getting 1,000 likes, they're just like, hey, I'll trade you like for like. You like my post, I like yours. That's not organic. So that's just to show people I got a lot, but that's.
Because if you notice, I think Jen and I definitely have had this conversation before, and Bree, you and I may have, how you notice when you post a story. I posted a story just the other day, and I kid you not, I want to say I had probably 1,500 views. I had posted some of those same pictures on my thread in a post. I might have got 98.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
That's time.
So
Stories.
that lets you know people are watching, but they just won't support.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Another thing, Lovey, we've talked about that too. Yes. Videos. Post a video and see how many views you get as opposed to how many interactions you actually get with it.
Yeah.
It did bother me for a while when I would see that I would post videos and I would get like over 1,000 views, but only 20 to 50 people are maybe liking it or interacting with it. But at the end of the day, it's not even about that. It's about how many people are really watching it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of silent fans or silent haters or silent competitors or people who actually admire you, but they don't know how to say it. And that's okay too. So anyway, we're going to come right back. We got to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
97.3 FM is a proud sponsor for Dwelling Place.
It's Salsa Night on the Rooftop, an eviction prevention fundraiser on July the 26th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 72 Sheldon Boulevard Southeast. That is 72 Sheldon Boulevard Southeast on the rooftop. It's $25 at the door. Drinks and apps will be available. Free salsa lessons at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and open dance is at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's Salsa Night on the Rooftop, an eviction prevention fundraiser.
He want the scoop, she want the tea, she want the tea.
Thanks for tuning in to Bizzy Breas Hot Topics on the Heat 97.3 FM.
She want the tea, she want the tea.
97.3 FM would like to thank our sponsor, Gun Lake Casino.
You ever walk into a place and just know? Gun Lake Casino. The energy is happening. Deliciousness is everywhere. Options endless. Opportunities like nowhere else. Right time, right place, right around the corner. GLC, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gun Lake Casino. Come to play. Must be 21 or older. Gamble responsibly.
Thank you, Gun Lake Casino.
For the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports, tune into Bizzy Breas Hot Topics, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time on the Heat 97.3 FM and online at www.theheat973.com.
And we are back. Welcome back to Bizzy Breas Hot Topics. If you're just now tuning in, we've been discussing all kinds of awesome sports highlights. I want to kind of just dive right back into it and give you one more mention of Noah Lyles. I believe it's Kenny Bednarik and Fred Curley. Hopefully I didn't murder their names. They all qualified for the U.S. in the 100 meters. Yay! Lyles does lead the pack so far in speed and personality. He is only 26 years old. Lyle also won the 200-meter finals at trials. So that's it. I'm not like Jen. I'm not going to go on and on and on. And it's like,
well, on a side note, while we're talking about sports, and I'm not the sports person, Jen, for real 100s. But Jen, I want to know, because again, I'm catching up, guys. Y'all know how to be out of the loop. I want to know what you guys think about LeBron James' son playing for the Lakers with his dad. Jen, take it.
I think it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. It's I can't say once in a lifetime, but it happens very rarely. And I just know they're both are super excited about it. I'm super excited to find out what's going to happen. There's these bets out here. My son was telling me about. There's a bet you can bet on if he's going to make Bronny is going to make 26 points in his first year. So it's all these different bets out there. A lot of people is disappointed that he didn't go first round. He went second round, but it doesn't matter. My thing is, I don't care if you go fourth round, because sometimes the underdogs outshine the big dogs.
Absolutely. That was just proven in football recently. So you're absolutely right about that.
What do you think, Bree? I mean, because y'all, I know I love basketball, but unfortunately, again, life has been lifing, and I haven't been able to keep up with a lot of the sports entertainment, a lot of things. I'm just here. But Bree, what do you think?
So just FYI, I've been watching a lot of boxing lately, but there's a lot of good boxing stuff going on. Me and Jen will have to tackle a show on just boxing alone because there's a lot of great things happening on in boxing. But what do I think, Lovey? I think it's freaking amazing. I really do. I mean, man, that's just like your child being on the same platform as you at the same time. You're still in the game. It's just crazy to me. Like, I think it's like a blessing. I think it's awesome. I don't know. What do you think?
I heard it. I think I was listening to XM radio on Saturday when I picked up my car. And that's when I heard it. And I was just like, whoa, wait, did he just say LeBron's son got picked up on the Lakers playing with his dad? Like, I wonder how the rest of the team is going to feel about that. Like, are they going to feel like LeBron and Bronny are hot dogging
No, I think they're going to embrace it. I think they're going to embrace it.
You think so? I just in my mind as a as a fan of basketball, I just kept thinking like, and I know I would hate when I was on a team and I would feel like somebody was just a hot dog. And we know we actually have hot dogs. Michael Jordan.
What is a hot dog? May I ask?
Hog. They're the one that wants to make all the points. Star. So they hot dogging.
Wait, I have a question, Lovey. Okay, that may depend on the position. What position is his son playing?
That part I didn't catch because again, I just heard
I'm not sure.
The highlight on XM radio, and that was when I was first like, whoa, because I didn't watch the draft, so I didn't know about this whole going on with the Lakers. But I think it's great. I think it's great. I just was wondering how the rest of the team was going to feel about if Bronny and LeBron are on the court at the same time. Are they going to just pass the ball back and forth to each other to make sure that they get the points?
And how much playing time would he get and things like that? Yeah, that's good. It's kind of like nepotism in the workplace.
There you go. That's what I was wondering. If that's going to happen.
Well, if he got the skills, I mean, you have to have the skills behind it. If he has the skills to make the team, then I don't, I think.
I haven't kept up.
Because how many, there's plenty football players that are brothers. There's also another guy that was, he was late in the first round. I was looking up. I cannot think of his brother's name, but he's going to the Lakers and his brother's going to be at the Clippers.
Okay.
That happened a lot too in football with was it the Barber brothers?
Manning's.
No, Peyton and Eli.
Manning brothers.
The two African American brothers. I think they were. I think the last name was Barber. I'm sorry if I can't.
Yeah.
Tiki and his brother. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
But they were on separate teams.
And also, Shannon and Sterling Hart.
Sharp. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it may be a little bit more difficult since they're on the same team versus just playing against each other. So to Lovey's point, I do understand exactly what you're saying. And there's going to be talk regardless.
Of course. Yeah.
Can you imagine what those freaking tickets are going to cost now for a Lakers game?
Exactly.
You begin to imagine.
I want to go.
If you already have box seats or your seats already for them, I think you're just going to be asked out because probably in the nosebleed, you're still going to be looking at hundreds of dollars in the nosebleed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder how the beautiful Savannah James feels about having her hubby and one of her babies in the NBA at the same time.
I'm sure she's a star. Oh, and even speaking of that, on the XM radio and hearing that, they was talking about the other son. Sorry, guys, if my mic just made a noise. But if the other son is possibly going to join the franchise in the upcoming year.
That's nice.
So they mentioned that. I'm just like, and it's like, well, they wonder, will LeBron still be playing at that time?
Yeah.
Or fall back and just watch his sons enjoy the sport.
So I want to go back to what you just said, Lovey. I think as far as financially, it's a smart move because like you just said, or Jen said, ticket sales are probably going to increase even more than they already have exploded. So I think that's a great kind of marketing thing as well, especially for people who love LeBron James and now his son. Like people are going to want to see this, and people who hate him because, LeBron has a lot of haters. So
he's a whiner.
Yeah, the haters are going to, they're going to talk about him more than the lovers. But it don't matter, good or bad, as long as they're talking about you.
Look, he's making money. Okay, they can talk about me all day long.
But you won't call me broke.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you.
They can't call us broke right now. So what? What?
Hello. So, all right. Well, good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Lovey. I'm going to kind of switch it up now. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but I pleasantly, so some positive could be looked at news. In California news, Cali plans to spend up to $12 million on reparations. Legislation under a budget signed before Gavin Newsom, marking a milestone in the state's efforts to atone for a legacy of racism and discrimination against Black Californians. Hopefully I said that right.
That mean they're going to get their 40 acres and a mule.
So they're not going to get it this year. They've already said it.
Well, with $12 million, it's not really a lot.
Right.
Well, it's only going to be $12 million dispersed across the state.
Sounds like
get $2.50 each.
Thank you. It's like a slap in the face.
So the budget was signed over the weekend, though this won't happen this year. However, a formal apology also, let me tell you a little bit more about it. The formal apology for California's role in perpetuating discrimination against Black residents is currently being proposed. This funding comes after federal reparations efforts have stalled for years. So I don't know if you guys remember, Ice Cube has been a huge advocate for reparations with Trump when Trump was president. And I believe, without even reading, I believe he had a lot to do with it, with his meetings and things like that as well. Just one person, of course. And then, so this may also, if you guys have to understand, and I know you guys understand this, but California and New York tend to set the precedents for all of the states. So whatever happens in California and or whatever happens in New York tends to trickle down to the other states. So even though it's not going to be a lot of money, this does at least let other states know y'all got to step up to the plate. So
I mean, my own personal thoughts about that is it could be, but again, I do agree with Jen for real 100%. That is a slap in the face to say that you're not giving us $12 million each.
Right.
You're giving the state $12 million to disperse amongst hundreds of thousands or millions of African Americans to say, well, this is what we're giving you. Honestly, I think like for California, so many African Americans in California to disperse $12 million, they might not even get $2.50 each.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a slap in the face. It turns into a, you're still not giving me, you can never repay me for that. But at this same time, you're going to tell me that this is what you're going to give me in lieu of what has happened to me, my people, my ancestors. You're going to give me $2.50. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus 40 acres and a mule. Yeah.
And there's some people who don't even want that. So what you're saying too, Lovey, is really important because there's some people. So let me just finish telling you this now. So now Illinois and New York passed laws recently to study reparation proposals for African Americans. And there was a quote that was said, and I want to bring up this quote, and you guys might be floored on this quote, and maybe not. Here's a quote, slavery was a stain on our nation's history, but I don't believe it's fair to try to right the wrongs on the past at the expense of the people today who did nothing wrong. That was the Assembly Republican leader, James Gallagher, said that. So, I don't know about you guys, but I have something to tell James. Your children and children, and those children and more children are all reaping the benefits of the free labor on the backs of Black Americans for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And not only that, but the emotional abuse that's been carried down as well. So with that being said, what's the quote? Life isn't fair? Who cares if you think it's fair or not?
I would like to be a part of that protest when it happens, if it happens, because that's just like, and again, we're being fair here, quote unquote, that's just like with the Nazis and the Jews. They're still, making sure that, the Jewish hate, you see all the Jewish hate ads of, preventing Jewish hate and the whole nine. So you're still pushing for everybody's rights and equality except for African Americans. You see it over and over and over again on ads, on commercials of fight hate against Jews, fight hate against Asians, fight hate against this. But when it comes to brown and black people, it's kind of like just drop the ball. It's like they don't matter. Mm-hmm. They don't matter. They're used to being whipped. They're used to being last. They're used to being slaves. They're used to being at the bottom of the totem pole. They don't matter. And I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm sick and tired of being acceptable. I'm sick and tired of the excuses. It happened. No amount of money, land, or mule can ever make up for what happened to people of color. But damn it, it's a start.
Yep.
A start of saying, we know as a country we effed up. We know as a country we did this race of people wrong for all of these years. No, we can never repay you, but we wanted to show you some relief, some form of forgiveness and apology. And we know at this point, money, land, property, all these things help. It's putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, but it helps.
And on top of
it, guys, I'm sorry.
No, I love it. And on top of that,
Lovie D, preach Lovie D.
I'm just saying, it frustrates me to just keep hearing like what Bree was just saying, that this person of power in politics would say that get over it. It's basically what the freak he's saying, get over it. And it pisses me off to hear someone says get over it. It's like bad built blonde, whatever she was, saying, calm down. Calm down. No, we will not freaking calm down until all these other politicians, all these other legislatures and presidents and whomever is in power starts to recognize we matter.
Easy to say.
We won't calm down.
Easy to tell us to get over it when it doesn't happen to the people who look like you, and it didn't happen to your children and your children's children and your dad and your mom and your grandparents and your great grandpappies and your mammies. It didn't happen to any of those.
Mammies.
Because that's how they talk. The racists, that's how they talk. The pappies and the mammies. Good point, Lovie. Good point. And I am irritated and upset because at least do the bare minimum. At least start to bring back
the promise of reparations. How about that?
Just keep an educational system. Just at least let people learn about what happened. You guys are trying to erase it and act like it didn't even exist.
How about just keep for reparations?
How about just tell the truth? Just tell the truth. Don't try to hide or bury it or make excuses for it. Just tell the truth and stop it.
It's hard to tell the truth when you're still doing it.
Or tell the truth when you're living in a lie. How about that?
Yeah. I agree. Well, we never failed to get Lovie D fired up, and we see
the passion for the people is all I got to say. The passion for the people.
As Jeffrey 100 just sits back, so cool and collective, and got going on that brainer.
I let her have it.
All right, you guys. We are coming to the end of this segment again, so we will be right back.
This program comes to you by the Community Voice, La Voz Magazine, administrated by Dr. Jose Flores, Editor-in-Chief. You can find him at 1052 Granville Avenue, Southwest New Michigan. You can reach him at 616-581-6271. Gracias, Jose.
At Top Notch Painting and Home Improvements, we are here to service your commercial and home residential projects. Whether it's a bathroom remodel being built to a 50,000 square foot renovation needing a total rehab, our fully licensed and insured professionals are ready to satisfy your needs. We have been in business in the Michigan and Atlanta, Georgia markets for 20 plus years. Be sure to check us out online to find out more and schedule your quote today at www.therealtopnotch.com.
Funding for 97.3 FM is provided in part by La Familia Stop and Shop, located at 1066 Cesar E. Chavez Avenue Southwest, providing groceries, convenience, and libations to local community.
Tune in to hear the latest in entertainment, culture, and sports on Bizzy Breas Hot Topics Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can also listen online at www.theheat97.3.com.
Okay, guys, and we are back. We had another exhilarating and we had a true hot topic segment for you guys today. If you missed it, don't worry. You can always come back and listen on the podcast, on YouTube, Spotify, and of course, we're on iHeartRadio. So make sure you guys continue to follow, like, and subscribe, especially on YouTube. That's what we're really pushing, but you can always, again, stream us on the other platforms. So this has been your girl, Lovie D, with my beautiful Bree. And my amazing bestie, Jim for Real 100. And of course, you got your girl Lovie D always coming at you on Bizzy Breas Hot Topics. Continue to follow, continue to become a Bizzy Bee and buzz with us right on into the next episode. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.